What you cooking, Mom?
Fucking cut.
Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go purchase one. That's the problem.
This ain't for me. I was like,
the background is mom and dad was addicted to crack cocaine. Right?
All praises to the Most High. Hi, how are you? I am Doc Holliday. Welcome to another episode of the Doc Holliday Show. You know what we do. We shine a positive light on black men, black women. Royals is what I like to say because I don't even really like to call myself black. I know that's what we call ourselves, but look at my color, brown around there, showing dog. But anyway, that's what we call. But we shine a positive light on brothers and sisters who are doing great things, entrepreneurs, but sometimes they don't really have to be entrepreneurs, just successful people. And success is subjective as well, just people who have gone through some things and they continue to persevere and continue to strive forward. Today, I'm joined by my guy, Marcus Brittmon. We call him Hoss. He gonna tell y'all what to call him because y'all might not know him that well to call him Hoss. So he might tell y'all to call him Marcus. He might tell y'all to call him Mr. Brittmon. He might tell you to call him Hoss. But for us, I'm gonna call him Hoss. Hoss, how you doing, brother?
Doc, what's up, man?
All is well, man. Now, Marcus Brittmon, aka he's the owner of the TBZ, the Barbers Zone, on Mount Moriah, business owner. First of all, Hoss, tell us your backstory, man. I know you as I like to say, you're from the city of Memphis. State of Memphis, but what area in Memphis you from? I know where you're from, but tell the folks a little bit about you.
I originally grew up. Well, I was born actually in Fraser, and my mom and dad moved to Whitehaven when I was about 2 years old. So really, I claim Whitehaven because I was there from 2 years old for the latter part of my life. So I'm from Whitehaven.
No doubt, you're a Whitehavenite, man, and for the people who don't know, we grew up together. It's our neighborhood. We had 3 streets, then you had a street that circled, and Hoss grew up on the 2nd Street, man.
Yeah, the middle street.
Yeah, tell us about your upbringing because I know what some things I was doing on the 2nd Street.
Right, yeah.
Your mom wouldn't necessarily. Your mom wouldn't necessarily let you come on our street, man. Just tell us about your childhood and your upbringing, man.
Man, growing up in the neighborhood that we grew up in. I'm telling you, dude, I look at my kids and how they, the neighborhoods that they grew up in now, and I'm like, man, I wish they could have grew up like I grew up because the neighborhood we grew up in, it was like a small, like you said, it was only 3 streets in a circle street. So, but it was a tight-knit neighborhood where everybody over there, it was like you was more than just guys that grew up in the neighborhood. We was almost like we was brothers, to a certain extent. I remember many times not having nothing to eat, stopping next door, getting a meal to get me through or whatever the case was, So, man, a beautiful neighborhood. I just wish my kids could grow up in a neighborhood exactly like mine because I still got friends like you that I'm still cool with to this day. And you talking about 40-some years later, man. So we definitely, man, we grew up in a beautiful, man. I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed that neighborhood. Yeah, man, Black Haven, man, that's where it's at.
Yeah, it is. And I tell people now, I hate that a lot of the children don't get to experience what we experienced because right then, man, you need some flour, you need some sugar, you need some milk, you need some eggs. Go next door, give me a cup. You take it. It's no question. I don't know what the hell happened nowadays. If you go to somebody else, give me some flour or some milk, they probably ready to fight you or be ready to kill you or something. But just that neighborhood, man, because I know what y'all did on that middle street. Y'all had y'all thing going on, but I mean, I know why you come? Why your mama and them wouldn't let you come on the 1st Street with us, bro?
Well, initially now,
speak the truth, man. You can speak the truth. It's all good, bro.
We gonna keep count. It seemed like all the thugs and the jail guys was on the 1st Street, and the guys on the 2nd and the 3rd Street was the guys that just want to go to school and get their work and just be cool. So mom, she recognized that at a young age, like, nah, you better not take your butt on that 1st Street. You better stay right on this middle street and don't go no further. So mom, she saw something around her that she wasn't, agreeing with, man. So I couldn't do nothing respected though. But when I got of age now, it was like, you free to roam where you want to roam. And when I started roaming, see, I roamed.
Exactly, man. And, it's just about all of us have, we have a background. We have a backstory, things we've had to go through, man, things we've had to deal with because it's our environment, man. I don't care if you think you black middle class, you think you black upper class, you black lower class. We have some things and some challenges we have to overcome, man, because we have all kinds of different influences. And I know for a fact, some of those influences that be around you. Just talk about how did you maneuver through, because we grew up in a great neighborhood. At the time, I thought the houses were huge. Now I know them houses were small, you know what I'm saying? But they were nice. But how did you maneuver through, man, being able to stay out of trouble? Because trouble seems to find a lot of us, man, and it consumes and takes us.
Well, I had to give my parents the credit for that because, my dad, he wasn't no street guy. He gonna work hard and, he gonna do his thing, whatever it might be. But he wasn't into, I wasn't raised up in an environment like that where you saw, people doing the wrong thing. Like, my mom was a hard-working woman, and, that's the kind of images that I was seeing growing up. So I never thought to act like no fool when I get in the streets because it wasn't happening in the house. And I wasn't no rebellious kid, so I'm just going to buck the system and do that. Now, did we have friends that might have gotten in a little trouble here and there? We did, but I guess my foundation was so strong that when I got out into the streets, into the world, I knew what to do, what not to do. So it was kind of easy for me, man, because I never really got in no trouble. I mean, to this date, man, I never been to jail or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess my mom and my dad, they get a lot of credit for that, man. They held us down, boy. I swear they did.
Indeed, man. As I say, we all grew up, we all do some successful things and we succeed. But as I say, you are a business owner now. And a lot of people want to own businesses. And a lot of us, especially, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own a business, but don't know the first step to owning a business. Like the Barbers Zone, extremely successful, one of the best barbershops in the city of Memphis. I don't know, I say down south because I lived in St. Louis and I had to come back home to get a fresh cut. But before we get to the owner part, let's get to the Marcus Brittmon, the host who was leading up to the owner part. Places you've cut at, man, situations you've been in, things you've had to overcome, man. Just tell us a little bit about all that.
Man, my story was kind of, I guess everybody has their story. My story was a little unique in the fact that, my cousin was a Master Barber, and he was doing extremely well at a young age, and I used to see him. I'm in, junior high. He he was living in Whitehaven at the time, so I would see him riding up Range Road or whatever in, brand new Nissan cars and stuff like that. So I knew that he did well cutting hair, but I never thought about cutting. So when I was a senior in high school, I think right before my graduation, my mom took me out there to get a haircut. And when I was getting my cut, Cuz was talking to me, and he was like, man, what you gonna do with yourself, man? You going to college? I was like, Cuz, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go to college right now. I'm kind of burnt out of school. So he was like, what about the military? So I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for military. No. So he was like, well, go to barber school. And I was like, Cuz, I don't know how to cut hair. And he was like, nah, man, just go. You gonna learn, dude, I'm telling you. So what I did was I graduated high school. My mom, which was the only gift I got, my mom gave me $100 as my graduation gift. Okay. So I held on to the 100 for a month or so, right? And I was like, I could go buy a pair of tennis shoes or something and just blow the money on something. But then I was like, what am I going to do with my future? So I said, you know what? I'm going to try what Cuz said. And I went and took the money and bought 2 pair of clippers. And I started cutting my little brother's hair. And I think that October, November, I enrolled in barber college. And then that's how I really got my start as far as getting into the business, because I never thought about cutting hair. I never had cut hair a day in my life, until I cut my brother's hair the first time right after I graduated. So that was my story of getting started, And then it took me other places, starting then, I got buddies who hair I would start cutting, and I was starting to get good. And one of my buddies, Cassell Williams, his dad was friends with an older guy that owned a shop in South Memphis, Riverside. Mm-hmm. So Cassell was around his dad one day, and his dad said, man, why don't you holler at House and tell him go holler at Harris, man, because, he need a barber with him, because he over there, man, they killing him by himself. Cassell told me about it. I'm like, where is it? He was like, South Memphis. I was like, South Memphis, dude? That ain't where I'm visualizing my start to be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this, I'm a pretty smooth dude, man. My mom just moved we in 5-bedroom house, man. I'm like,
y'all moved from us and went to a big boy house. Y'all moved from us and went to a big boy house. Yeah.
But it's in Whitehaven.
In Whitehaven still, but big boy house.
5 minutes away, but yeah, we
But big boy house though.
Mom took care of business, but she put us in 5 bedrooms, and it was on the 4 of us. So I was like, man, whoa. But, man, I ended up meeting Mr. Williams asking me to go meet his friend. And I was like, okay, I'm brushing him off like, all right, cool. So he done gave the man my number. The guy called me. He was like, yeah, man, this is Harris, man. Mr. Williams, man, buddy, man. Man, come check me out, man. Come check the shop out. Come holler at me. So I was like, okay, cool. All the time I'm saying to myself, I'm not finna go to South Memphis. See, I wasn't really familiar with South Memphis, period, because I would never, I'm Whitehaven. My dad folks was from Orange Mound. My mom folks, North Memphis. So those are the only areas I ever really hung out in. So I wasn't familiar with South Memphis. So automatically I was like, no. But the man kept calling me. So one of these times I said, okay, I'm going to come over there Monday, man, and talk to you. And Monday came, and I was saying, like, I don't feel like going out here. So he gave me directions. This before cell phone. I drove over there, and I pulled up in front of the building, and everything was closed because it was on a Monday. And I looked, and I was like, you know what? I'm finna hit this gas and keep going. I'm not finna, this ain't for me. I was like, ain't no way I'm finna work. And it looked like an old, when I pulled up, my initial thought of it was, it seems like an old Western movie where you bust out the little saloon and the doors flapping. And that's how the little strip looked to me. And I was like, man, I'm finna roll. And it was on a Monday, so it was totally dead on it. So I'm sitting in front of this man's business, and I was like, I'm finna roll. I'm finna hit this gas. I'm finna roll. I ain't finna waste my time. But the only thing I kept thinking was, if I keep going, this man gonna call Mr. Williams and say, man, your partner, your guy didn't never show up. So I didn't want to give him a bad name. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to at least go speak to the man and just let him tell his pitch to me, right? And I went in and I walked in the shop and I'm looking like, oh man, nah, dude, this ain't gonna work for me. But he gave me his sales pitch, and we shook and I left. And he called me like a week later or whatever. He was like, man, I need you, man, bad. Okay, man, I'll let you know. A week later, he called me. So 1 week I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go over there and just see how it is. Because I was cutting her at the house. So I went in a shopping, and so I went. And my first day over there was probably on a Tuesday. It blew my mind. I said, this man got like 8 people in here waiting on him on a Tuesday to get a haircut. So I'm doing the math. I'm like, he finna make some good money just on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So his Wednesdays like that, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, every day was like that. So that's why I realized, like, you can't really ever judge a book by the cover. Because you don't really never know where your big break or whatever is really meant for you to have. You never know where it's going to come from. So I went in and they welcomed me with open arms. Of course, I was young. I was probably about 23 years old. So when I got over there, I had to build it up. But I was working with a guy, man, and he was like more than just the owner of the shop. Mr. Harry was kind of like an uncle, father figure almost to me also. And he took me up under his wings, and I owe him a lot of credit, for my success today. Oh, that man a lot of credit, man, because that man there, he looked out for me, man. So, man, he took me on his wing, and I was able to blossom in his shop. That hole in the wall turned out to be a gold mine. Because I got an opportunity to meet people from all walks of life. People just don't know the people I met in South Memphis, man. I met some dynamic, great people doing all sorts of things.
Hold on. Why you put emphasis on all sorts of things now? We know what that means, folks, don't we? We know what that means.
It was from the great to the not so great. But I met a lot of different people, man, and it was just 15 years later, I felt like it was time for me to leave, and that's when I departed. I stayed 15 years, though. I stayed down with them for 15 years, and I wouldn't take back not a day that I was over there. It was just like it was a learning experience every day. And Mr. Harris, man, was a great mentor, and man, love him to death for it.
And that's the thing about it. I was gonna say you know you had some great experiences and you came in contact with some great people, as you say, all kinds of people, just some dynamic people and some dynamic, you know, some dynamic personalities. But what you said starting that is key to me, man. Is you took that $100 and instead of using it and burning it, you made it work for you, and yet here you are. And I think that's a lesson a lot of us can have, man. When you get money, man, hold on to it. See how you can make that money work for you. Invest in yourself, because that's what you did. Now, you worked there for a long time, and I know, man, you know, how hard was it for you to finally leave Harris Barbershop? Because I know you really didn't want to leave.
I didn't want to leave because, you know, I'm the type of person that when I really get accustomed to something or used to something, I kind of stick there.
Yeah.
You know, like a house. I might stay in a house forever. I might buy a car. I drove a Jeep for like 14 years before it finally put me down, and I was like, I got to get rid of it now. You know, so I pretty much, I just, man, I like to stick where I'm comfortable at. And it just got to the point, man, where it was a lot of things going on in the neighborhood, and it was time for me to leave, man. You know, I didn't want to leave them, but it got to the point where it was time for me to leave, man. You know, it was a lot of other things going on in the neighborhood.
Yeah, say no more. I mean, say no more. You know, we understand. We understand it is what it is.
It had got to the point where it wasn't comfortable
Now,
anymore.
I got you. Understood. But now, owner of the Barbers Zone, TBZ, take me there. What made you make a decision? But like, you know what? I want to own my own shop, man.
Well, the TBZ actually kind of fell in my lap. I really wasn't headed out to open a shop up. But, you know, we was working at Styles Beauty and Barbershop next door to Silver Spoon. And we had got to the end of the lease over there, and the guy that owned it, he made a decision that he wasn't going to go back with the barbershop at the time. So, you know, he had told us, you know, man, go find a shop to work in, and then later on I'm going to get my other stuff going, and I'm going to open another shop up.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I didn't think that was going to be the best move for me to just keep going from shops to shop to shop. So, you know, I was just talking to a great friend of mine, man. I mean, it turned out to be a great friend. And I was just telling him the situation. You know, we got to leave and find a shop to work in because this shop finna close. And this man was like, well, dude, you ready to open your own shop up? And I'm like, well, you always ready, but you ain't ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Finances to
Mentally you ready, but financially, I don't really know.
Even close to ready to open no shop up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and then the thing about it was it's preparation, because I had one number in my head. Okay, chair's going to cost this much, this going to cost that much, et cetera, et cetera. And it wasn't even close to that. We blew their budget, man. Probably the first month, we blew their budget.
Yeah. And,
you know, my buddy came to me and said, man, look, dude, it's time. I care about you, dude. Love you like my brother, dude. Man, I'm going to finance your operation, dude, to help you go and open your own shop up. And I'm looking at him like, dude, how much money you got, man? You can afford to spend the money to help me open the business up. And he did. And, man, he told me, come on, let's do it. And I found the building over there, and we started the process, man. And man, if it wasn't for him, I mean, I don't know where I'm sure I would be cutting somewhere, but I'm probably positive it wouldn't be in the Barbers Zone right now, though. So I really want to thank him a lot, because that dude there, he didn't have to do that. And I don't know too many people that takes tens and thousands of their own dollars to invest in a partner, you know. But he did that, man, and the Barbers Zone been going strong for almost 7 years now, too, behind it. So thank you, my guy. You know who you are.
Yeah, no doubt. You know who you are. But see, the thing that I love so much about that is that I ain't going to say we need more of that, because a lot of us do that, man. And that's the purpose of this show, to show that a lot of us are still uplifting and helping one another, man. We ain't just around here killing each other and being rappers and stripping. Right. That ain't what the majority of the black people I know do. Right. A lot of us still help one another, but you don't get that on mainstream television. But just making that transition and getting that help, man, just, you know, I'm still sure it hasn't always been easy peasy. Tell the people, man, I guess probably your biggest challenge, because once you become a business owner,
Right.
It's
a lot of red tape to come along with it, and it's a lot of stuff that you have to really be up on, like licenses and inspections and things of that nature that you have to really stay up on. But I've never, prior to me opening a Barbers Zone, I've never owned a business, like that. So I always, my only business besides that was me probably 15 years old, going around the neighborhood with the lawnmower, knocking on people's doors like, "Hey, can I cut your yard for $10?"
Yeah.
So I, doing that, I ain't need nothing but some gas.
Did you take a yard from me one time?
I might have took 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think in the neighborhood. I think you took a yard from me.
I might have did.
Because I ain't had no gas. I had to go get some gas. I come back, Cass was cutting the grass. I was like, "Mother, I ought to kill him," but I got you. Go ahead, bro.
It might have been me, So me embarking into this, I never did that before. So I had to learn stuff, trial and error, because there's a lot of stuff, little tedious stuff coming along with it. But like I said, my guy in the beginning, he was there to help me, man, with a lot of stuff, man, like inspections from the fire department and your fire extinguishers and your exit lights over the doors. And it was just a lot of little stuff that I never thought about. I didn't think you just get the lease and you put some chairs and you start cutting hair.
Yeah.
But that ain't the case, And then we had a break-in once, man. And when I started the shop, I had the insurance on the building and everything. And, the years went by. So, one thing led to another. So I ended up letting the insurance go. And we had a break-in one time, and they came in there, they stole everything pretty much, man. And I'm saying to myself, like, damn, man, I let the insurance go, man, so this stuff got to be paid out of pocket. So, but I learned, like, you know what? You can't let little stuff like that lapse. You got to stay on top of it. So what I did was I got back, I got my insurance and everything back going. And when you're doing business, the best advice I can give a person, just go by the book, man. All of the cutting the corners and all that, most time it come back full circle anyway. You're going to have to spend the money somewhere.
Yeah.
So go on and, stop cutting them corners, dude, and go on and do good business, man. That way, when problems present themselves, it won't hurt so bad. It won't hurt so bad. So, man, it's been an experience, but I'm up for the challenge though.
But still, even when people, man, how hard? I guess you was kind of forced to take that first step, because I know the thing is, a lot of us out there want to own businesses, man. They want to do these things, but they be scared to make a move.
Right.
And sometimes the Most High be like, okay, I'm just gonna kick you in your ass and make you make the move.
Right.
And that's what happens sometimes. And a lot of times that happens to people, man. Like I decided to leave the TV station. Now people wonder, like, why I decided to leave.
Right.
People like, they don't know what we have to go through and what we have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So before we wrap it up, man, was there ever a time you like, man, this is too much, man. I need to get the hell up out of this. There's just too much going on. And if so, what made you push on and press on?
Well, when you're trying to, I ain't gonna say, when you own a shop or any kind of business, it ain't got to be a shop. You own a restaurant, a club, trucking company, whatever, and you got people that's not like at the Barbers Zone. They don't work for me because they rent chairs.
Yeah,
they work under the umbrella of the Barbers Zone, and I'm the owner. So sometimes I find myself I have to manage people, and managing people sometimes ends up being a little bit more than you bargain for. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this attitude or that attitude today. But, I got to go in there, man, with a smile, man, and my chest poked out and like, come on, dude, man, because I own the joint. I ain't got time to take a day off.
Yeah.
Because when you take a day off, what are the other people going to do, So I got a great staff, man. I got a great gang of barbers that work there, man. I'm blessed for them. I swear I am, dude. They some great barbers, man. They've been there with me, man. Some of them from the start of this thing, dude. I've had great barbers that came and went, too. So I'm blessed in that aspect of it, man. It's been a beautiful situation for me as far as, just owning the shop and everything. And I just want to thank, man, Quinn, you know, he got my back, man.
Cucifer, yeah.
I want to thank Faye, man, for coming in and rocking and rolling with me. I want to thank J1, man, and I want to thank Kurt. I want to thank all the barbers, man, that came and went, you know, the shoe shine people and everybody, man, because it take a team effort to make stuff be what it's gonna be. Like I got buddies that own clubs and do all kind of things, dog. They can't do that by themselves. Yeah. You're gonna have to have great people, man, that got your best interest in hand to make these things grow and be what they're gonna be. So I just want to thank everybody that's involved in the process for mine, man. I mean, it's been beautiful, man. Like it's been a beautiful process.
Now I want to ask one more thing before we get out. It just hit me, man. Because I always wonder how the hell do y'all deal with the different personalities and different spirits that come in? Because not only are y'all barbers, bro, y'all psychologists, y'all psychiatrists, y'all salespeople, y'all counselors, y'all all kinds of things. Because I ain't gonna even lie, man. I mean, last week I was on one. I come in that mug screaming and hollering. I'm ready to tell the earth off the earth, the top of the earth. Right, and a lot of times, man, I see y'all be like, but y'all be like, okay, let's listen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How the hell, bro? Because I couldn't do that, man. I just be like, I'm finna go and fight your ass, bro. I'm gonna punch in your face, get up out of me. But y'all dudes, I don't know how y'all do that, man. How y'all deal with them different personalities and different spirits? Because y'all have to touch on everybody. Then you had cats in there that's all anal about their damn hair. Man, I be like, man, God damn,
you get
bro.
A lot of that. Man, look, dude, I'm telling you, I think everybody has their purpose or whatever they do. I don't think God would have put you into barbering because you really ain't got the patience.
No, sir. No, I don't.
Customers hand on. So, you know, for me personally, I guess I don't know. Maybe I would just, I don't know. It just came second nature or something. I guess I don't know because I can do it. But most times what I have to do is I have to let most of this stuff go 50 in one of my ears, and it goes 100 out the other.
I got you.
So I don't try to hold a lot of the garbage that might come in because if you do, man, you find yourself, man, you know, leaving there, you all frustrated, bent out of shape, man. But, man, it's been a beautiful journey. I mean, like my 29 years, I think, is when I entered the game. Next year will be 30 years because I started in 92. So the end of next year, it'll be like 30 years since I picked my first pair of clippers. And, man, it's just been, I done met a lot of people, man. I done had all your NBA guys. Actually, I had to cut one today. And, man, just all the street guys and the business guys. I met some great people, man. And it's just been a heck of an experience, a great ride for me. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? I just can't, man, say enough that I just appreciate everybody that's been a part of my, you know what I'm saying, my transformation into what I am today.
And I just say they met you too, though. You know what I'm saying? You not only not only you provide them a great service, right. You know what I'm saying? They met you too, and you're a great guy, man. And I say because Q customer had Quentin McGowan, your master barber, you're really your damn station manager. Right. You know what I'm saying? He cuts my hair, and I tell him all the time, I don't know how the hell y'all deal with all these crazy ass people, man. But anything else you want to add before we get up out of here? Marcus Brittmon, a.k.a. House.
Nah, well, I just want to tell all the people that's out there that might need a great barbershop, stop by the Barbers Zone, TBZ, 5964 Mount Moriah. And we got a great team of barbers in there that can help you out. I want to thank all of the people that, you know, my customers, man, because I got some dedicated customers that have been with me for a long time. I want to thank, you know, all my NBA guys that showed me love throughout the years, man. We had a grand opening 7 years ago. And I know, man, it was a dynamic situation.
That cat didn't even invite me to the grand opening. I'm gonna say he didn't even invite me. Well, don't say nothing.
I invited your brother. Yeah. So you had a family.
I got you. Go ahead, man. Finish up, bro. I know. We talked about it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Man, we had a dynamic, man. We had a dynamic grand opening. I mean, it's just been a beautiful situation ever since. And I just want to thank, man, my mom for giving me that $100. You know, I want to thank, because she didn't have to do that, you know, and being so supportive. Like, my mom has been super, super supportive of me, man, and my whole process, man. And shoot, my dad, man, rest his soul, for putting that, you know, that work ethic in me. You know, I ain't lazy by a long shot. I get up off my butt and go get it, man. And, you know, it's just, man, shoot, it's been a great situation for me, man. I want to thank all my friends and family, man, everybody that helps get me to the next step, because it's just a step at a time, you know. And you need some help getting to the next step, you know. Shoot, so I want to thank all my friends and family. I want to thank you, Doc, for highlighting people like myself, because, you know, a lot of times people don't give other people their flowers while they still living. Yeah, you have a funeral and everybody, oh, man, he used to do this, he used to do that, he was this and that. You get that all the time at the funeral, but why not give it to the person where they still, you know what I'm saying, can hear it and embrace it? So I want to thank you for having this format, you know, allowing me to come on your stage and, you know, shine a little bit, you know. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank Cash McGowan for allowing me to come into his beautiful facility.
ISF Productions, no doubt.
He didn't have to do that. So just thank you for that, man.
Thank you, man. Hey, man, for real, man. And the moral of the story, man, that $100, don't go out and blowing your money, man. Invest in yourself. I wish I had some skills like this. I can do this. But as far as hands and stuff are concerned, man, I ain't good at that. But
right.
Marcus Brittmon, a.k.a. Hoss, that's going to do it for this edition of the Doc Holliday Show. As I said, this platform is all about uplifting. Black man, black woman, black child. It's all about the uplift. It's all about the royals and the royalty, man, because it's all positivity, because we need one another. Because BET ain't giving us what it used to give us. But you know what? We finna start a new BET, man. So thank you all for watching the Doc Holliday Show, recorded right here at ISF Productions. My guy, Cassius McGowan. I'm telling you, man, you go to House, TBZ Zone, get your cut. But then if you want promos, you want to do a talk show, do a podcast like me, man, because I ain't just out here. I'm just out here. Cassius McGowan got this beautiful facility. Holla at him. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Doc Holliday Show. Until next week, I'm gone, bro.
What you cooking, Mom?
Adios.
Adios. Oh, my God. That was fun. Yes, sir.